will hold the app open quite long. To be fair, we do have like 20 apps open. iPhone actually held the clock, reload on the Moto. Calculator. I think the iPhone actually held the calculator. Definitely a reload on the Moto. Calendar. iPhone held it. I'm actually impressed by the iPhone. So far, only one app not held, and so far, only one app held for the Android. Maps, reload on both. The iPhone did reload it faster, should be noted. Settings, actually held the settings in the iPhone, reloaded on the Android. Google. Oh, actually, Google held Google. And you guys are gonna tell me below whether the iPhone actually held that app because I was so busy being shocked by the Moto holding that Google app. Facebook, reload on both. Follow me, man. Always got stuff going on. Me at the desk. Shout out to Jesus. Me in the morning. I need a new hairline. I always sell phones. I could have $1,000,000. I could have 8 figures. And I will still sell you, your mom, and your brother a phone. It's just in my blood. It's where I started. Processed food isn't good, but if you're gonna eat beef jerky, make sure you peel off the skin. Just posted all of that before shooting these videos. It was an eventful night to say the least. Alright. We have Messenger. Wow. iPhone is going strong. Photos. Okay, since we are here at the photos, I'm going to pull up some of the same photos exactly. Okay, here we go. These J's. This photo, both did well. I don't know if you could see on camera. Let's see. Okay, there we go. That's a good angle. The iPhone took a more realistic picture. The detail is there. You can see the size, the brand. However, I felt like the pictures on the Moto popped more. It was more like Samsung-ish. You can see the red, and you could still see the detail. It's definitely a little bit clearer on the iPhone. Well, let's see. But I can zoom in closer. I will say this, I can read the iPhone better. Both look good though. I'm not gonna hate on the Moto. Both look good. I'm not biased. I use both these phones every day for different reasons. I'm one that believes you should own an iPhone and an Android. But I'm just a geek. So let's go to great example. Where are you? I wanted to show you this Roblox picture where this one. I stood in the same spot, and you could read that when I was actually looking at it in real time. But whatever. Um, Remember I told you outside looks pretty good on both. So it's all about the details. We zoom in on these trailers they're remodeling. And the Moto has more megapixels, but for some reason, I'm able to zoom in closer on the iPhone. And my point is, you could read the letters on both. When you zoom all the way out, you can't even tell that there are letters there. So the fact that you could zoom all the way in, this thing is better than your eyes. Either camera is better than your actual eye. Because I didn't even notice the letters until after I took the picture and zoomed in. So I did, let me try to get as close as possible to a subject and take a picture. And this is what I got. This is the photo of the plant on the iPhone. There we go. It looks very good, bro. Like, I was impressed. That's a natural bokeh. That's not portrait. So the Android looks very good as well. I won't lie. But the iPhone just looks a little better. This is another good one. I was surprised how close I was able to get to this plant. And so they have a macro mode, and I did turn on the macro mode. As a matter of fact, let's go to the details, because I'm not sure which camera this one was. I believe this is the macro photo. Yes. So, this is the macro mode photo, which allowed me to get a little bit closer. But I do like the photo from the main camera better. And that was just since we were there. Let's continue on with the test. So the iPhone camera is better, but not so much better. I could still do social media with the Moto. You're going to prefer the iPhone photos and videos, but it'll get the job done. Reload on both for YouTube. So far, only 2 apps had to reload on the iPhone. So far, only 2 apps held with Moto. This is a massive test. Thank you guys for sitting through it. YouTube Music. Not surprised. iPhone held it. You see it there. And guys, I was gonna make this a dry run, but to be honest with you, this test is so long, I'm feeling lazy. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. This is gonna be the real thing. Forget the microphone, forget the headset. Just, if you were at home and you had both these phones, this is what you can expect. Amazon, reload on both. Almost done. Now we're gonna get into the games. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm expecting every single one of these games on both phones to reload. Point blank period. And they did. But the iPhone got into the game way faster. No surprise. No surprise. So we're gonna get into Roblox. Complete restart on the Android, reload on the iPhone. These are online games, so you're gonna get kicked off the server. But it should have defaulted back to this screen. For an extra gig of RAM, yeah. I will say this. I prefer playing the games on the Android because of the Razer Kishi, which you can buy a Razer Kishi for your iPhone, just not the iPhone SE. It will not fit it. Temple Run, reload on both, complete restart on both. By the way, the text and the colors look better to me on the Moto. This is 1080p versus 720p. As you can see on camera, it looks the same, but in real life, the blues are bluer, the reds are redder. There's just more punch on the Moto. As I said before, if you've seen a Samsung phone, it reminds me more of a Samsung look. So let's hit tap to play one time just to see which one gets in faster. And every time the iPhone has like a little hiccup when it starts this game. I don't know why. We've only got a few apps left. I know Cameraland is going to be a restart on both. It's just which one is going to get back into the game faster. We're pretty damn quick on the iPhone. And now we're in on the Android. See guys, it's only like a 5-second difference. At most, I've seen, like, this is the most demanding app game, and it was only a 5-second difference. 7 at the most. But you're not gonna notice that unless you're literally have another phone next to you. We're gonna go through these last 3 just for the sake of going through them. Speed test. Actually, iPhone held the speed test app. The iPhone SE has really surprised me. I won't lie to you guys. This phone came out in, I want to say this phone came out in 2021. The SE came out in 2020. So let's run another speed test real quick, just to see if we get any different results. Another thing I noticed is the Wi-Fi is more stable on the iPhone. As you can see from that graph, you can see that dip. And the iPhone's even keel. So we got about the same speeds. As a matter of fact, we can go and see the results. Oh, great. I'm glad that I did this. Okay, so for the iPhone, it actually pulled down the exact same speed twice. It doesn't get more consistent than that. Wasn't too big of a difference in the Moto. But what I want you guys to see is this is what 5G looks like. versus 4G. So if you're not on Wi-Fi, if internet speed is a big thing for you, again, watching movies on Metro's network, you're gonna want the Moto. 337 megabytes per second. That's off the 5G here in Atlanta. The most I got on the 4G was 80, which 80 is pretty good. Anything over 50 is pretty good, but when it comes to streaming content and playing games, you want the most you can get possible, and the Moto will offer you that. Two more apps left. Again, I didn't show you. I'm gonna make a separate test for specifically photos and a separate test specifically for gaming. This video is already long enough in itself. Both phones actually held the benchmark app, which is awesome. But if you're taking score, when it came to most tasks, the iPhone won, and it's just no surprise there. And that's why I said, so pretty much you're looking at fashion over function. The iPhone definitely has a more dated look with its two huge bezels. It's got a smaller screen. It's Pocket Beast. These are both computers. We call them phones, but they're both computers. They both have more power in them than my laptop. So take for that what you want. If I had only $100 and I was walking in Metro PCS, me personally, I would buy the iPhone. However, if you want to just play games, social media, as far as watching, then I would go with the Moto. If you want to blog or shoot videos, then you definitely want to go with the iPhone. It has a better camera, a more powerful processor for you to process said photos and videos. You're just really getting a bigger canvas, a sharper canvas over here. The main reason I like it is for the emulators. I literally use my Moto G as a Nintendo Switch. You can even put in a Type-C port, have it go to your TV. But as you can see here, ESPN, Metal Gear Solid 2, and I'll just show you guys. So yeah, this turns my Moto G into a Nintendo Switch. Now I can't play Nintendo games, but I can play Nintendo 64. Well, let me say I can't play Switch games, but I can play Nintendo 64. I have a Nintendo DS emulator. I have Pokemon on this bad boy. I can play anything PlayStation 2 and below. On the iPhone, there's so much you have to do to get an emulator running on their system. It's ridiculous. However, iMessage, FaceTime, when you're communicating with people, they're not going to know that you have an SE versus a 13 Pro. You're getting the same ecosystem as those higher tier phones. You're just getting it in a smaller form factor, which I love. Example of Android being all over the place. When you go to the phone and you go to the dialer, there is no option for video. Yet this phone, when I go into the phone, go into the dialer, Boom, right there built in is a function right here for video calling. So the Android ecosystem's all over the place, as opposed to if you have an iPhone, you can FaceTime anybody else with an iPhone. If you have an iPhone, you can play iMessage games with anybody who has an iPhone. No one's gonna give a shit that you're running an SE. Then they have 3 different versions of the SE. And technology is getting to the point where we're getting close to a peak, man. We're getting close to a peak, and you can prove it with the benchmarks. Between each iteration of these phones, the power difference gets smaller and smaller. So my name is Demondre Douglas. This has been a phone battle between the Moto G Stylus 5G, iPhone SE 2020. Both of these you can pick up from Metro, quote unquote, free. You're going to walk out paying less than $100. I can tell you that. $60 for the plan, maybe even $40 if you're lucky. $20 for the activation fee, and about $20 for taxes. Brand new phone with service. You can't beat that. If you go in the marketplace, any phones worthwhile won't be cheaper than $100, and you're still gonna have to get service for them. So if you like the video and you watch till the end, you are blessed in the name of Jesus Christ. I hope you receive. Matter of fact, we declare you received your heart's desire. In the next 24 hours, we have that power. We love you. Enjoy. Comment below. Be blessed.